Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And this is Polly.
This is Polly.
It is. This is episode 3, My Wife's Fiancé.
Yeah, we are, down a couple now, literally, from last week. We had our Yahweh Closed Quad episode with Ace and Caitlin, and so it's a little bit different now, but I feel like we learned a couple of things this episode that would have been useful information previously, probably, right?
This show is so crazy. Like, I don't feel like we can really do it justice just trying to tell you the things that are happening, because it is a visual experience as well that I'm trying to take notes as we're watching it, and you're telling me, what did you just see that?
I said, oh my God. You can't take your eyes off the screen for a second.
It was a split second.
No.
I feel like we're going to have to do like a scavenger hunt of like things that people saw during the episode, because
a lot of the artwork in the homes is where it's like, this is telling so much of their story.
If you want to watch this and you're like, I don't have cable, and what's the All Reality app? I don't have a reason to subscribe to that. We're hearing that it has made its way to a lot of different places on the internet.
Yes. People have been uploading it to dailymotion.com. So beautiful dailymotion.com.
I was going to say, I feel like people are going to complain that they did not understand what you just said.
Beautiful. I'm trying to skirt around some stuff here, I guess. But yeah.
There's a lot of shows that end up on that site. So it's been on there every week, like the next day.
Consistently.
It airs on Friday nights, and then it's been on there like Saturday or Sunday.
There you go.
And I've heard it's on Facebook. Like the whole thing?
Yeah, people have been posting stuff on Facebook too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are looking for it, you can find it.
Scavenge. Yeah. Check it around. Check it. Not another subscription that you need to pay for.
Right. You can find it for free.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's ways.
All right. The power throuple.
Oh, Cammy and Trent and Nita.
Our jailbird.
I feel like they could have worked that in. Because then they did mention in passing her incarceration.
Yeah.
This episode, I was like, this is not a three episode in sort of reveal that you get to do.
No,
I think for this topic,
we should just have seen the Love After Lockup segment.
Yeah.
Why not just show it to us? Anyway,
show me that.
Supplementary material.
I guess so. Yeah. They got to tie it back to the other show. It's a crossover event. I get it. It's the whole thing. It's everybody's Marvel universe, extended Disney universe that's happening now.
Every show is starting to do that, I'm sorry, it's getting annoying.
I hate it.
I don't want to have to watch 3 other shows just because I'm committed to watching one.
No, and in fact, I'm losing interest in that one that you are now forcing me to do all these other shows.
Yeah, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives loves to do that.
Specifically that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan.
All right. Cammy's going on a solo adventure.
So we find out, or it's defined for us, what solo adventuring is. And it's basically dating, right?
Yeah. They're allowed to go out one time a month with somebody else.
Somebody outside
and have
of
sex.
The group. Yeah.
But the point is, like, there's no long-term relationship with this person. There's no feelings.
Right. It's just a hookup for spicing things up and keeping it outside of the group, because they are a closed trio, polycule.
Yeah.
So the power throuple is not accepting applications for additional full-time residency.
Not like Bri and Marley.
No, different recruiting methods.
Yeah, they never close that that job listing.
Yeah, ever.
It's always open.
Permanently.
We meet Kelvin, who is a handcuff instructor.
They met Kelvin at a nudist resort.
Yeah.
So it was that's the first little tidbit of information where it was like, okay, you had my attention. You had my curiosity.
Did all 3 of them go to the nudist resort?
I think so. Yeah, they do everything as 3. Well, maybe it was
in the 60 days that Nita was incarcerated.
I don't think that they would have sprung for, we really need a getaway.
That would be shitty to go on vacation.
That'd be brutal.
The other member of your polycule is behind bars. Yeah.
Something feels inappropriate about that. Yeah, definitely. It feels a little insensitive, I guess, to say the least. So Kelvin is a handcuff instructor because he's like, hey, he'd be surprised. Not a lot of people know how to handcuff properly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cammie's like, ooh.
Well, then that's what I was.
Getting me a little excited, you know?
Well, I think that was the other part too. Was I was like, oh, I guess it's like spanking instructors because there's people who don't spank properly. Or there's people who find spank partners that then it's because you can safely and effectively do some spanking.
What did we see that on?
There was something.
It was another TLC show, the one where they were all virgins, right?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. That might have been it. Uh-huh. And then there was something about, because it's like because he had an affinity for all of his paddles assortment of paddles.
Uh-huh.
And then it was just like, because they find people to play with, as it's referred to, and then those are the people who like know how to not injure you. Because if you're spanking in the wrong areas or in the wrong direction or the wrong stuff,
we're getting really in the weeds.
Injuries. On this. You could hurt people. Seriously, this is.
I'm just waiting for that to now become like a segment on My Big Fat Fabulous Life this season or something, where she goes to a spanking expert.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know how like there's always got to be like a thing that's being done on reality TV and everybody goes and does it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the painting each other, sitting in saunas. That's going to be a new one.
Chubby bunny.
Yeah. Not a euphemism.
I don't want Chubby Bunny on this show anywhere near it. Please don't do that to us.
So I don't know. The date doesn't necessarily have to go well. Right? Because I think the point is...
It's the hookup.
Yeah. So
this is a formality at this point. And she's like, okay, well, we'll go out to dinner. We'll go out to eat beforehand. I don't know about this eating before, though.
Yeah, they're very quick to finish a meal and then run right into the bedroom.
And I'm like
no time to digest.
No, I'm going to need a good 45 minutes to an hour just to kind of let things settle in. Let some stuff clear out, and then we can proceed.
I think that's another rule, though, is like how much time they have for these dates.
Yeah, they're allotting specific time amounts here because then while Cammie is going out on her date, then Trent and Nita are doing like a home date. They're just doing like hot tubbing, typical, stereotypical.
Like that's what is happening every night at their house.
It feels like
they're hooking up in the hot tub.
And then Nita with the lingerie going into the hot tub. And then she's like, you know what? Just forget it. And just strips it down. And it's like, oh, okie dokie. Well, there we go. Because Trent just, he didn't even pretend.
You said that when she was walking towards the hot tub, it was censored.
Yeah, they had to blur the cooch.
But I bet you it was crotchless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because it did not look like a bathing suit.
It wasn't.
I was like,
lingerie.
That's mesh. Like this is lingerie. So that was what was going on there. And
then be careful. I'm surprised. Like it has to be made out of
the right
polyester
material. Yeah, like you got
the heat of the hot tub. Just melt that thing right off.
I think that was why she was like, I gotta get this thing off of me. Yeah, this is becoming
it's starting
a health
to
concern.
Shrink and constrict me.
It's a health concern at this point. It's a hazard now.
It's choking out my kuka. It's starting to have a problem.
Not good.
Yeah, so they're doing that, and then we're gonna have Cammie and Kelvin come home because that's where they're gonna hook up.
Yeah,
they have a smush room.
They have a smush room.
They have a downstairs bedroom.
Yes.
And that is the space where you can take somebody home to when you're having your solo adventure.
And Cammie's trying to point out, too, she's like, I'm going to be a little bit more quiet than I normally would be, like if I was going back to Calvin's place or if we were going to a hotel. And so then it's like, okay, so have you hooked up with Calvin multiple times? Because I thought that maybe that was like a not okay thing if it was like repeat business sort of stuff.
I don't know if we should use the word business.
Well, not business, but like you know what I'm saying, of the
right,
established relationship.
Because of the rule of not having feelings for each other or
emotional connection.
Yes, that if you're intimacy. Seeing the same person over and over again.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're both have the same expectations of what this is, that they're just hooking up with each other and it happens once a month.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, the smush room.
The smush room, though.
So
interesting. The point
Trent
too
is not. I just had like my brain just
no.
had a donkey brains moment about Trent.
Different Trent. Not Johnston.
Trent
Different.
Johnston.
No, you were thinking about Trent's Johnston? Is that what the issue was here? Is that what got your wires crossed?
The patriotic Speedo photo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a huge dong.
Okay. So this is our theory.
From what we saw in the photo.
From what we learned in this episode, right? Because then what we get into here, what else? Was there anything else from that? From the
No,
date?
just that like Trent
room?
isn't jealous. Like she can come home and bring someone home, but she's more worried about Nita.
Yes, like Cammie was concerned about Nita hearing things in the smush room, and she's like, I'll have to tone that down.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well that's interesting. Because then yes, we did have the interjection segue shot of Trent with a cowboy hat, patriotic Speedo, and hanging dong under a tree. So like that was distracting enough in and of itself. But then Nita is going to go on her first solo date. And so this is with Lee from prison. She met during their incarceration together here. Mm-hmm. They happened to be forming a connection, forming a bond. She called Cammie and was like, I got a thing going here. Is it cool if we do some smooching and stuff while I'm here? Even though that's usually frowned upon, depending on the stay or whatever. But
oh, right. While they were in prison. Well, so Cammie made it sound like Nita and Lee didn't do anything more than maybe a few smooches while in prison.
Right.
I don't really buy that.
I'm not buying it.
I think that there's a reason that Nita is now remembering how good it was to hook up with a woman, and the fact that she misses it is because maybe she got a little taste of that while she was back behind bars.
But then it is weird because, like, as part of this, so then Cammie and Trent are going out to dinner, and then they're leaving Nita at home to host Lee at their house.
Yeah.
So that's the setup here, and it's kind of like a, bye, have fun, see you later, we'll be back at 11. And Nita's like, oh my God, that's like 4 hours, so I'm going to have to cook, eat, and then
so funny.
Get to smashing.
They should have had a clock down in the corner so we could see how much time had passed, because she's starting to sweat it. She's like, Lee is moving a little too slow.
Right. And it's like, hurry, eat the
She's like, eat faster.
Lee's like, it's hot. It's burning my mouth. It's like, no, we don't have time.
We don't have time. We have to talk about also like how we're going to navigate things when we get upstairs.
Because look, so this is where it was like, have they done stuff before? Because then she's like, are you a top? I'm a top. So are you a top? Are we sword fighting? What's happening? Did you bring your sword?
I think that you're kind of working with what you have while you're in prison. So, maybe it wasn't the full experience of what's going to happen when they go upstairs, because I can only imagine.
Oh, the assortment.
The assortment of toys and things available to them.
Wow. Yeah, because Nita's talking about her inventory, which is, her strap-ons, which she did have that sort of vibe about her, right? Was strap-on energy, definitely was there. So that makes sense. But then that's what she's like, ugh, Lee's definitely not a top. She didn't even bring a strap-on. And like, clearly.
She should have just walked through the front door with it in a messenger bag.
If she was a top, she would have came prepared for that. Okay, so she's going to be bottom tonight. I think that's what it comes down to. And it's like, why don't you guys take turns? Why is this a problem?
Well,
why is she unable to wrap her mind around this?
The problem is they're taking too long to figure this out.
You're talking about it too much.
She literally has to pull Lee up the stairs. First,
she's like, go,
She was trying to set up the moment, right? A vibe where she's like, do you want to go in the hot tub?
Hot tub, bathtub, tubby time.
We have like 5 to 10 minutes that we can spend in the hot tub. Would
bubbles?
You like to
do you want that? Bubbles? No bubbles? Yes, no bubbles. Lee's like, I don't swim. I don't fuck with water at all. Pretty much.
It's really not a requirement to be able to swim to sit in a hot tub.
You can touch the bottom of the hot tub.
Maybe she's worried about whatever's going to happen in there, that she could be submerged.
Okay, let's be honest. There might be some Yahwehs who might not be able to touch the bottom of the hot tub. But But I would say most, if not all, of the participants in this polycule should be able to reach that.
I was starting to question also, like, Nita is getting self-conscious about, does this woman want to hook up with me?
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
I got to tell you, it doesn't seem like she is very interested.
I would start to worry.
She turned on the hot tub, the bathtub.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a... I don't think I need
down
to be...
to business.
Well, like, I don't feel like this is, like, for me. Like, she could be doing this with anybody. Like, this doesn't feel like... like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Then, you know?
Uh-huh.
It feels like she would be doing this with literally anybody else. Anybody who's willing to participate.
Still okay with Nita.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as Lee, like if I were Lee, I'd be like, oh, I'm kind of nervous that you're going to like kill me at some point too. It's like, there's too much planning that's going on in this. And it's like, what's the other element of this? And
I'd be thinking about what's been going on in that hot tub, you know?
Well, yeah,
maybe she's a germaphobe.
Well, we knew. And it's like, I think I'm good. Yeah, how much?
It's like, am I losing my touch?
How much polyester lingerie has been floating around in here? I think I'm good.
So they settle on a hot oil massage.
Great. I guess is that great? It's gonna be something.
It's gonna be messy. Ooh.
Oh boy.
She literally pulls her up the stairs by her arm. She's like, "Come." Or this is the direction that we're going. Literally, come.
Right now. On command.
We have 25 minutes until they get home.
The 4-hour window is closing.
It must have been a good 25 minutes because the next day, Cammie and Nita sit down to talk about it.
Yes.
Kind of like a debrief of all the dates that have been going on.
Right.
And Nita's like, we need to talk about something because I kind of want to break the rules.
Yeah, well, it's not even break the rules.
Well,
it's
the rule of how these solo adventures are supposed to go.
Yeah, it's
the
like
frequency.
I had a really good time on my solo adventure, and I would like to do that again as soon as possible, actually. Because that's what Cammie's like, oh, you're excited to do it again in a month? Because that's basically when we've allotted these, and you've met your quota for the month. So next month you're very excited about? And Nita's like, well... I was thinking about maybe we make an adjustment because then come to find out, Nita and Cammie do not hook up.
So this was kind of the crazy part of this episode for their story.
This was a curveball
because they have, I feel like, led us to believe so far as the way that this has been edited that the relationship is mainly between Nita and Cammie, and that Trent is just like there for the ride. But that it's mainly the two women.
Right.
Who are interested in each other.
It's looking like it's Cammie and Trent, and then Nita's kind of trying to make her way in. There was something off about this. And the way it was set up in the first two episodes versus what we're finding out in the third episode, where I'm like, this threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
Because I thought that they had been together.
Because Cammie is not gay, not bi. So she's really only interested in a sexual relationship with Trent, not with Nita. Nita is a lesbian. Well, I guess she's bi.
Yeah.
She didn't really define that for us, but she's more interested in having a relationship with a woman, and she's not getting that in this polycule.
So this is where it gets complicated, right?
Yeah.
This is tough. Because now you have someone in the polycule who is not having their needs met in this way, because it's not fair for Cammie to say, well, Nita, we only do the extracurricular date nights once a month. Sorry. Mm-hmm. When Nita's saying, well, I need the touch of a woman. And that's not something that you're willing to do.
Right. The disparity is that Cammie and Trent are both getting their needs met.
Right.
But then Nita isn't.
Right.
And then they're like, well, that's your problem because you knew from the get-go what, my sexuality was. Uh-huh. And now all of a sudden, 3 years later, you're having a problem with that.
This seems like a strange conversation to have after you've come out as like a power trio here, you know?
Yeah. So, well, I think that's why Cammy started getting kind of heated in this conversation because she was really frustrated with Nita.
I think Nita's approaching it very well. Like, I mean, like she's explaining herself, and because Cammy's getting defensive and she's kind of being like, oh, why haven't you brought this up before? And then Nita's like, well, this is new information for me too. Like I'm figuring out how I'm feeling about this as it's happening too. So I'm trying to keep you in the loop. Like, I think that's the point here, is that we should be communicating about this. So I think Nita's going about it in the right way. Like she's doing that in a constructive way where she's trying to voice her needs.
Yeah, there's like seems to be no flexibility in the way that they've set this up. And I don't know if part of that is that they're worried about Nita wanting to bring in a fourth person, where it goes from just like, okay, now you want to have solo adventures multiple times a month to now you want to bring a fourth person into the relationship, and we're not open to that.
Right. Yeah, it's just tricky because it seems like the whole
this
dynamic.
is what we saw in Polyfamily.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the whole dynamic that we see here is where it was like we thought it was all three of them together. And then it's like, or even if it was Nita and Cammy and then Trent kind of thrown into the mix there too. And it's like, well, it kind of seems like Nita gets all fired up and then Cammy just kind of throws Trent to her and is like, all right, you take care of that type of a thing. Where it's like to substitute for her. But I think Nita wants Cammy and then she's not getting that. So
right. Yeah.
That's where the complication is here. So how do
I don't know how you
that?
solve that, where it's like, well, I don't want to have a sexual relationship with you, but you're attracted to women and you can't have a relationship with someone.
You're not allowed. Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to have this once a month adventure.
We're allowed other partners, you know, like that. And then you have to go by the same thing,
right,
even though ours are additional and then yours is
they're
like,
being sexually satisfied.
Yes.
All of the time.
Right.
Because, you know, they're okay with hooking up with each other. And then, you know, Nita's hooking up with Trent.
Because even just the way that Cammy responded to it too, when she was like, oh, but you have sex with Trent, so like your needs are being met. And Nita's like, it's not the same thing.
Right.
Because that it would be like the same thing of being like, well, then why don't you just have sex with Nita, Cammy? It's the same thing.
Right. It's a good point.
You know, so
it's
like
if you're going to use that, then
I didn't like the way that Cammy was kind of just flippant about how some of this was being brought up too. So I think that was my only aversion, but it might just be if she was defensive, if she was kind of offended, annoyed that this is being brought up at this time after they've already been met with so much opposition.
They're like planning a commitment ceremony but I mean, at least she's bringing it up.
She's bringing it up. So like
she's bringing it up before the commitment ceremony.
Props to Nita, for like wanting to talk about it and bring this up and communicate and not, you know, fly off the handle or get accusatory about things that are, you know, any of that stuff. I think she did bring it up in a pretty reasonable way, and hopefully they're able to navigate that.
Yeah, this is like, it's so complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is why we don't do this.
right. I feel like it's really,
for us personally,
it's confusing. And then also, you know, because there's so many people who are involved in the relationship and everybody's having their own experience and has their own set of needs. And I also don't kind of like that Cammy has the expectation like that should never change.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Well, this was like when Ace was asking, he was like, oh, have you had a threesome last week? And I was like, I have a hard enough time getting one person to be interested in me at any given time. I don't need to add the complexities, all the layers of no.
Okay.
No, that's not like, top priority.
Let's take a break and then we'll get back to somebody who has had no problem finding multiple women.
Yes. We're of course talking about the Yahwehs.
The Yahwehs.
Yes. Poetic.
Yes.
Yahweh Poetic. This was a weird segment this week for them.
Can I tell you, I'm getting bored.
Oh.
Because this is just the same conflict over and over again.
Well, it's the same we haven't really resolved the first one. So like
No.
we're still in the first fight. So that's why it seems repetitive.
Maybe part of the problem is there's just so many people to communicate what's happening to that like we're having to hear about it 100 times.
It's like, like by that time, when you're explaining it to all these different people, hopefully by like the 5th or 6th time that you have to go through it, it's just like, you know what? I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, ask somebody else. They'll fill you in.
I don't like, well, and I'm not even upset about, I thought I was upset about that thing. I guess not, because, you know, I don't give a shit.
I'm more upset about having to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. And I think I'm just done. So yeah, maybe that's an element here, but yeah, this was quite a Piggly Wiggly experience for us here.
Going grocery shopping with Jasmine, Madi, and Debosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Not Crystal.
Not Crystal,
I
which
guess
that is enough reason for me to say, oof.
Right? She's getting out of having to do the grocery shopping. Like she is spending multiple nights a week with Poetic.
Uh-huh.
And then she's not having to do the household chores and responsibilities.
What are you doing?
How are we going to say she's not the favorite?
What are you doing that you're able to get out of these sorts of mundane tasks that the rest of us have to do together?
We're already mad at her and we're not part of the Yahwehs.
This is why I'm upset. Yes, I clocked that immediately. Was that, very quick to notice someone is missing from the grocery shopping experience.
Yeah. Well, poor Yahweh Jasmine, she's barely in frame. So she seemed like she was missing sometimes.
Yeah.
We did get confirmation, I think, that she
4 foot, maybe maybe just over 4 foot.
Because when she's standing in the aisle, she's
shelves
just making it to the 4th shelf.
Yeah, we're doing like backing into this trigonometry style where we're just like trying to
figure out the scale.
Yeah, we're like, okay, how many shelves up is that? This 4? Yeah, about 4, and I mean maybe a foot for each shelf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a couple inches off the ground. She's maybe like 4'3".
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know if that qualifies.
She's probably right on the verge
cusp
there. Yeah.
So like more, I think she's probably like a similar height to Elizabeth Johnston.
Oh, well,
where she's on the taller end of an LP.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll tell us about that at some point, because I got to tell you, I'm more interested in what's going on with Jasmine than this whole story about how Maddie's mad at Poetic because their date was shitty. I thought he broke up with her.
Call me Yahweh curious. That's what I want to know. I got to find out what's going on with the height stuff here, more than anything.
Didn't you think they broke up last week?
It sounded
I was like, that's it, right?
I mean, like it did not sound like
this
that
woman's continuing to cook meals for the entire family.
She's buying 20 cans of beans at any given time. So like
she's just like you at the grocery store.
Of different kinds of beans too. She was like, all right, we need 18 black beans. We need 20 kidney beans. And it's like somebody's making chili tonight. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one meal.
Yeah.
There's so many people in this house.
Yeah, it's a ton. Yeah, this will get you through the week, maybe.
Yeah. We didn't even get a
menu.
scene of them checking out so we could see how expensive the grocery bill is.
I think we got that in the first episode. It was like $800 and something.
This is the second time we've had to watch them go grocery shopping?
Well, no, that was just like a random cutaway when they were talking about their finances, where it was like, yeah, it's the money, it adds up quick. And I think it was when they were talking about how they all work and to contribute finationally to the household. Because
you
it adds up
got it when
quick.
You're buying that many cans of beans.
It adds up quick. Yes. Yes.
I would hate to be in the grocery store after them. They're just clearing shelves out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, forget it. It's just empty shelves at that point. Yeah, you're just running bare. They're gonna have to restock everything now. But we also run into another issue where we're having like heartfelt, confrontational sort of discussions just in the fruit section, the produce section of the grocery store too. So that's another element here where Debosh is like, yeah, do you think things didn't go great when you were talking with Poetic because like you did something to upset him? Maybe it's your fault.
Wow.
You think so?
I think that she had every right to be upset about that.
Yeah.
Because
Madi should have been upset.
They keep trying to make it seem like it's her problem.
Yes,
Everybody is gaslighting this woman.
Yes. And her stance that she continues to stick to is where she's like, I'm not asking for more. She's doing the Christine Brown thing. I'm not asking for more. I'm asking for equal share of like what you're offering to one of the other queens. I deserve that as well.
What I'm picking up from this is that Debosh and Jasmine have just learned at this point that you're making it a problem and that's going to cause more of an issue.
Yes.
So don't bring it up. Like, I think that they see that Crystal is getting an unequal amount of time, that she's getting more time than the rest of them.
And they're like, he'll get over that eventually if you don't bring it up. Because if you bring it up, he's going to keep doing it just to continue bothering you, I think probably is another element here. Unspoken part.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. It could be. But Debosh had the whole thing where she's like, I don't know. She's like letting stuff bother her. Just don't let it bother you. You know, don't sweat the small stuff of he's sleeping with Crystal 3 nights a week.
Just don't worry about it.
Maybe just don't think about that. Try to focus on the positives of that you get the bed to yourself for 3 nights a week or, you know, whatever. However you need to rationalize it.
It is amazing just seeing the parallels to Sister Wives.
Gaslight yourself. So then that way, Poetic doesn't have to gaslight you as much. Don't get upset with him gaslighting
save us
you.
all the time and energy and just,
you do it.
You be okay with it, okay?
You do it and be okay. Yes.
Jasmine starts crying. There's just too much tension.
Oh.
It's uncomfortable. You're causing problems, making waves. There's rifts. And it's going to cause bigger problems to bubble up.
Right.
You know, that is the issue because when one person, the squeaky wheel, you know, needs to be greased, that's a problem because everybody
I think
forward.
Crystal's the only one who's really getting greased here. So I think that's the problem, though, is adding to.
He's sleeping with everybody.
Well, yeah, but
some more than others.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
Now,
the other part of them in this episode is that Yahweh Poetic interrupts Madi's Bible study.
Okay.
To talk about the same thing again. So the last time they talked, he broke up with her on camera and then refused to speak to her anymore.
Right. Didn't go great. No. Not his best moment, clearly. Because that's why I was like, this was not a good fight. That was not constructive communication that was happening at all. This was, everything was flipped and thrown onto Madi. And that was like, hey, this is your problem. That's your fault. Maybe you're not built for this lifestyle. And that's a you thing. So yeah, you need to get that right or whatever. Something.
He comes into this conversation with a very different attitude, which is weird.
This sounded like maybe
someone talked to him.
Maybe somebody told him some things to say that would sound a little bit better than the talking points that he had the first time in episode 2.
Because she keeps having to explain, I'm not asking for more time. Because every time she's saying, I want equal time, I feel like Crystal's being favored.
Yes.
He tries to turn it into, well, you're just asking to then have what Crystal has. Versus you're asking for everybody to have the same amount of attention and time. Right. And she's like, no, you're not hearing me. I'm not asking for more than anyone else has.
Right.
And I am asking for a baby.
And that's hard.
They all do have babies.
And it's hard to do that
alone.
And it takes 2 to tango.
So I feel like the solution here is that they're just going to find the money to get IVF and maybe she'll be busy with the baby.
Oh, okay. That's the solution here.
Yeah. Because he didn't really, I feel like, ever really validate that her concerns about the inequality are actually happening.
Right.
You know?
That wasn't
Instead, it turned right to, well, what do you want?
Well,
you want a baby? Let's start working on the baby.
He tied it back to, he was like, oh, this is just all of your insecurity about not having a kid. And like, don't do that. You're overthinking it.
Him telling her what she's feeling.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Right.
Which is a pattern that we're seeing here.
If Poetic asked, like, hey, is this like something that you're feeling a little bit extra sensitive about?
Be because
extra sensitive about this because it's connected to, there's like an intimacy thing that's kind of going on between us right now too. And then have her kind of analyze that and then say yes or no, because if you're just telling her, oh, it's because I haven't put a baby in you yet. Yeah, that is a problem, but that's not your fault, really. You know?
Well, instead, I feel like every time he's talked to her, it's been about something she has an insecurity about.
Right.
Where it's like, well, this is the problem with you.
Right.
So let's fix that problem.
The shortcoming.
So that you stop feeling insecure.
Yes. Yes. Because then what is exploring new avenues? What does that look like?
Well, because he was saying they've only tried to have a baby
like IVF?
Naturally. They haven't. Yeah. It sounds like they haven't even really gone to a doctor and talked about what's been going on.
Maybe Crystal can offer to be your surrogate.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'm sure that'll go over well. Just like when Robin offered it up to Mary. So I'm sure that'll go well. Probably, right? That can't go wrong.
Yeah, we've only seen that bring sister wives closer together in the past.
It's a bonding moment.
Marley and Bri.
Marley and me and Bri. Yes.
Marley and Dri and Bri.
Dri and Bri. Oh, yes.
Causing a lot of drama.
The goddess episode. Love. That's what's happening here.
Okay, if you don't watch any other segments, I suggest that you watch them because just the things that are going on are so hilarious. Like they're struggling to blow up pool floats because they're having a slumber pool party.
Oh, the poly party. Yeah, because they were trying to figure out, do we want to do a pool party, like a wet and wild pool party, or do we want to do a slumber party? And they were like, why don't we just do both? So that was the solution, was just we'll do a pool party that turns into a slumber party. Uh-huh. That's a good way to get all of our PGs, the potential girlfriends, together. And then we can get people mixed and mingled and kind of see how the roster is interacting here with the team that we've built.
Okay, now what I'm not really understanding here is it looks like they want synergy amongst the group, right? Uh-huh. But they're also only letting one PG in at a time, right? Like it's like you have to rise to the top and win them over to become an official girlfriend.
Yeah, like they don't have any official girlfriends. These are all potential girlfriends. Uh-huh.
But then you also still have to get along with all the potential girlfriends because they want to bring more people in. But it's like we're still at square one. We haven't even brought one person in yet.
Yeah. It's the cart before the horse, sort of a Garrick Merrifield, harem of women, but like still haven't been able to land that second wife yet, just yet.
Yeah.
And maintain that. So it gets tricky, mostly because these pool floaties these seem like Yahweh Jasmine pool floaties. Like
you said Temu. They were Temu pool
These
floats.
are Temu floaties.
Yeah.
Because, some of those that Bri is throwing in there, I'm like, I don't think that's going to do, like, are we going to put those, like, on people's wrists? Or, like, what?
They were very tiny.
They were very small. I don't think it's going to do much.
But she still struggled to blow them up.
They were still difficult to blow up, too. And they spent a lot of time working on that as well. But they weren't doing it right. They were, like, blowing into the hole of the inflatables instead of, don't you need to like bite? It's like you have to open it. So you kind of have to like bite. I don't know. I haven't blown anything up like that in a while since our COVID pool. Remember? That had
I thought you were going to pass out.
A couple of times.
It had a lot of chambers in it.
It was like 3 different levels to it there. The watermelon. Yeah, that was good though.
That pool, we got our money worth.
Oh, it was $20,
got our
I
use
think.
out of it.
And then $7 in patches because we had to patch a couple.
We had a couple of accidents.
Couple little spots. But hey, yeah, it got the job done that whole summer. That was good. I think that was good. We should
do that again. It was very hard to find an inflatable pool during COVID because everybody got the same idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was tough.
So these girls are on a trial run. That's what's happening tonight.
Okay. The way that Bri talks about all these women, though, and Marley too, but specifically Bri, when Bri's like, This is how I like my bitches.
Okay.
Like
Bri
rolling up. And
has
it's like, oh God.
comedic timing.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know if Bri is aware of that, but like there's some magic that happens when the two of them just start like ad-libbing things, you know? Yes, and it's great.
They feed off each other. There is a synergy, and I think that's what they're looking for. They want someone to add to that.
Yeah, the
and it's
improv's
like,
amazing.
Okay, this is going to be tough. Yeah, because Bri's like, it's a beautiful thing when you girls get along and they all sexy. And it's like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Bri is ready for the reality of that happening.
Bri, I don't think they're all getting along. I think like they are all sexy in their own ways. Sure, yes. And we have some representation here that's going on, definitely. But I don't think we're getting along in the way that Bri thinks that we are.
Well, okay, Bri's kind of the one who starts it, but they're also going to push Key for an answer on if she wants to be upgraded from potential girlfriend to girlfriend. Key.
Kifa?
Kifa. Did I say Kifa?
Kifa? They're going to push Key for an answer.
Oh,
so Kiefer.
I seen you with Kifa.
I seen you with Kiefer. So, no, yeah, Key was at the racetrack with them.
Uh-huh.
And that was the TBD, put a pin in it. I'll get back to you. I don't know if I want to be a full-on girlfriend.
Yeah. I think I would probably just lose her number
That's
after
it?
that.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty clear?
If you're undecided after 6 months, I think that's
I think that's
an answer.
the answer in and of itself.
Yeah, that is absolutely an answer in that moment. So that's something to be aware of.
The PG's very competitive. Raya comes in wearing a crown and declaring that she's number one.
See, this is where it turns like Bachelor Nation here a little bit, where now it's like, okay, well, now we just have a platform for people who want to
compete with other people
who are pick-me sort of people anyway. And I don't know if they actually are invested in this or if they just want to be the selected few to participate in this, even though
they
it's
just want to beat everyone out rather than they really want to be with Bri and Marley.
I think that's what I'm concerned about, is what are the motives here? And are Marley and Bri able to discern that at this point?
Well, I was also concerned because we have not heard Raya's name yet, I don't think. So I'm pretty sure you're not even near the top of the list of PGs.
No, yeah, you're not in the running. Yeah, we have not heard your name coming up because it was Dri was at the golf outing. And
Dri and Key. That's who we've met so far.
Because Marley, Bri, Dri, and Key, that works. That makes sense. That there is synergy.
Rhyme.
There's synergy there. Yeah, Raya, throw that in the mix. It's a little clunky. It doesn't rhyme. Yeah.
There's a real shift in energy. Like it starts out good as everybody's arriving.
Everybody's getting drunk, getting a little high, enjoying and participating. And then some people are in the pool. Some people are shaking ass. Some people are, it's some stuff's happening.
So Marley's in the pool.
Marley's in the pool with Dri.
And Bri's sitting on the side of the pool.
Yes.
And
smoking some weed.
Dri starts kind of like flirting with Marley, hanging on Marley a little bit. And I think that is what actually starts to upset Bri.
Bri got jealous.
Because then Bri starts saying stuff to Dri. And it becomes like kind of combative.
A little bit. Yes. And then Marley comes over to like sort of check Bri, but in a nice way of like, are you okay? Because something seems off.
Nobody can really like figure out what's going on because it's like, are you joking?
Right.
Or because it was such a mood change that like everybody's a little caught off guard.
Funny like a clown, Goodfellas moment. Yes. Yes.
The other PGs all kind of look a little terrified.
It's just how you tell the story. It's just
they're like
funny.
Everything was fine a second ago, and now Bri's like losing her shit about how she's being disrespected by Dri.
I don't argue with no bitch. So that was where it was left, and it was like...
It was tense.
Okay.
It was tense. And Marley's like, what the fuck? So she gets out of the pool and like follows Dri in the house, and they're trying to work this out of like, what just happened? Because we were supposed to be having a good time in the pool. We're supposed to be figuring out what's going on with the PGs. We haven't even gotten to talking to Key.
Yeah, we didn't like confirm anything.
We've barely gotten through the agenda for tonight.
slumber party. It was supposed to be sleepover. We were supposed to do sleepover after pool party. We didn't even finish the pool party.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to do spin the bottle. We didn't get to do any of this stuff.
So now, because it's so tense and weird, they decided to just end the party.
They're like, yeah, I think we should probably just kick everybody out. I think that's weirder
Yeah.
at this point now too, is to say party's over and then just go back inside. What do I do with that? If I'm in the pool now,
I'd be like, what a waste of time.
I'm like,
Also,
I'm all
can you
wet.
send them on their way?
Do you have a
Everybody's
towel?
drunk and high now.
Yeah. Do you have a towel? Like, can I dry off and stuff? Like, I'm not ready to leave yet.
Because they're worried that this is going to look like there's instability in the relationship and nobody's going to come in and be another part of this polycule if there's going to be drama.
Well, I hate to break it to you. It seems like there's some instability in the relationship. I think the message that yes.
I think the cracks are there. Right.
Well, and like, if
Which-
this is what a regular evening can turn into, is where Bri is upset and then now there's hell to pay.
Mhm.
And it's just like, okay, well, that's not good.
Well, we find out the next morning, like, it's all kind of tying back to the fact that Marley has not made any moves to get divorced. So we're talking about expanding this polycule to include more people, but you're still not divorced from your ex-husband.
Great.
And then you want me to propose to you. You're pressuring me to do that.
Awesome. Yeah.
I feel weird about it.
Great. Bri, bring that up not at that time.
Not during the party.
Not during the pool party, slumber party. Bring it up before that if you want to, if you need to. Sure. But like, time and a place to address that, talk about that, bring that up, or be like, hey, I'm kind of in a different headspace than I thought I was going to be in. I think maybe some of the drugs had a little bit of something to do.
Yeah,
maybe
I
that
think
might
so
have.
too.
If you're in the wrong headspace for that, and then you're starting to venture out, and it's like, well,
I think it escalated in a way that it probably wouldn't have.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, that's something to keep an eye on too, you know? But the fact that they were so upset that they slept in separate rooms, they've never done that before, like ever. So Marley was all shook up about that the next morning, even though she was bringing in coffee and like trying to figure out like, hey, what's going on? And that was where it was, you know, the conversation comes out where it's like, well, it's because you're still not divorced. So then are you giving me an ultimatum? Like, are you saying that if I don't get a divorce, then you're going to leave? And then Bri's talking about taking a break. Maybe we should just, you know, take a step back, take a break. So you didn't add a GF, and now you might split up the goddess love?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, we might have gone from a polycule to no
Nothing.
polycule
To
at
singles.
all.
Two singles now? We're just two singles having a bunch of people over to shake their butts in our pool.
I kind of feel for Bri, just because I feel like there's a lot of pressure in that, you know, you can't do anything about the fact that Marley's not making any moves to get divorced, right? But then there's also this pressure to have to go along with continuing to gather a roster of PGs and move this relationship towards this future goal. But then you're kind of just getting left in the dust because it's like, well, I thought like our relationship was progressing, like that we were going to be together, that we're going to get married.
Okay, yeah.
And then we were going to bring other people into our relationship. But now it just seems like you're like staying in your old relationship and adding more people to it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, part of that, but then also, like, Marley's side where it was like, I thought we were good. I thought we were on the same page about, like, if Marley has her reasons and she's explained it to Bri of why. I mean, the only excuse that she's given is she's like, I'm too afraid to do that. I don't have the balls to get a divorce right now.
Well, that's
I
not
think was
really
the-
like a.
And it's like, what?
Is that a good explanation?
So is that where it's been left, though? Like, that's where their relationship stood, and that was just kind of where it was left, I assume. But
Well, but then why is Marley pressuring Bri to propose to her? Right?
yeah, that's odd.
Because you don't want to get divorced. So, like, is there, like, are we going to get married? Or we're just going to say we're going to get married? Are we going to get spiritually married
Yeah.
and not legally married? Like, what does Bri think about that? There's a lot that they need to talk about, but as usual, instead,
they're not-
everybody else is focusing
Well,
their
they
time and
have-
energy on other things.
Think about it. They got a list of people that they're trying to keep track of, these interactions that they've had, figuring out what everybody likes and dislikes, and the interpersonal relationships that are going on with all that. It's just like, I don't know how you have time to do anything else. I don't understand, like, how you can do anything, get anything
that's what
done.
I'm saying. It's like taking up a lot of time and energy from focusing on something that you actually want to change about your relationship.
So it does seem like, yeah, Bri has been more on that side, though, where it's like, oh, very focused on this. So then I don't know if it was upsetting that Marley was connecting with Dri, and then that was like a better experience than what, like, maybe Bri was excited about Key. And then I don't know if they actually got an answer, or if they just kind of cut around that or whatever.
I wonder
so,
if
like,
she feels like she's like expendable because there's not like a real commitment in their relationship. Which not everybody has to feel like that. I'm just wondering if that's the way that she's feeling about it, where it's like,
right.
okay, well, you won't divorce your ex-husband, and then I see you like forming connections with other people. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see what they say next week. I'm sure there's more to the story. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to introduce a new polycule. Okay, I am very excited about Poly Inc. That's what they're calling them. So
Poly
this is
Inc. Okay.
Becca, Jacob, and Davis in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yes. So Davis and Becca have been together for 3 years, and Becca has been married to Jacob for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that they explained it is that this is a hinge relationship where Becca is the joint, the connection point between these two other people, Jacob and Davis, but
never the two shall meet.
Yeah, you don't cross streams.
Yeah,
basically.
They don't have a relationship with each other. It's
right.
just with Becca.
So their connection point is Becca, and that's the only way that they're like in this shared orbit.
I don't even think these two people would be friends, right? It did not seem like Davis and Jacob have anything in common, aside from the fact that they're both with Becca and they work at the same place.
Here's the other part. They're in business together. Yeah, okay. They're all in business together.
This is what I feel like adds like a different element than all the other stories have.
Stress.
Yes.
There's a dependency now that you all have on each other with the business.
Uh-huh.
And especially Becca.
It's increasing the amount of time that you're spending together because you're all working together.
And it's pressure, especially if it's not going well, which it sounds like they kind of hit like a slower season where finances are a little bit tighter. Uh-huh. And so they're running into those struggles.
So the tattoo shop is owned by Becca and Jacob.
Yes.
And then Davis is kind of like a manager.
Operations.
He had a big official title.
Right.
But Becca and Jacob are tattoo artists. And then he is handling more of like the business side of things.
Yes.
The books and all of that. So like he's more familiar with what's going on from a financial perspective.
Yeah, because Davis had said that he was like recently in like corporate settings and stuff like that up till recent years. And then this is where the shift has happened.
So they've been together for 3 years.
Right.
Which means that a year into the relationship, Davis left whatever job he was at. You know, I don't know if he quit or whatever happened. He found himself out of a job and ended up working there with them.
Yeah.
But wow.
That's a big jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big jump. Big
and
shift.
to do something that you've never done before just because you're in a relationship with Becca. That's what it seems like. You know, that it was like, come work with us at the tattoo shop.
What's your read on these people? What's your assessment?
I don't like Becca. There's fake bitch energy about her that really irritates me, where I feel like we're going to watch her gaslight somebody at some point in one of these episodes.
I'll tell you what bothers me about specifically Becca and Davis is every time when they're going to spend any moment apart, it's I love you and a little kiss. And I'm like, these are two very insecure people. These are very insecure people.
I didn't even notice that.
They kept doing it. where it was just any moment. It was Davis was like, I'm going to go grab some wine at the bar. Love you.
Well, what's awkward about that is they're doing it in front of Jacob.
And so there's an element that's there.
Now I'm remembering. So there was a weird part where I think it was after that. Davis got up to, I guess, go to the bar.
Go grab drinks.
And then as soon as Davis walked away, Becca turned back to Jacob.
And I love you.
Yes.
And I love you so much. And it's because Becca and Davis just got engaged.
Yeah.
So this is like very new, very fresh, and big change impending for Jacob and Becca's relationship, kind of, because they've been married for 10 years. And so now this is going to be a little shift in that dynamic because
I'm having a hard time getting a read on Jacob because he's just not saying much of anything.
Jacob's tough. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear he's not a fan of Davis. Like,
well, that's unfortunate because
he likes Becca.
They're engaged now.
Right. He likes Becca, but he's not like that tight with Davis. I think that they're doing fine, pretending like things are fine. And they're on their best behavior.
They're filming, right?
They're on their best behavior while filming.
Yeah, I'm expecting that we're very quickly going to find out that they not only don't have much of a relationship with each other, but that they like despise each other.
Do not like each other. Do not get along. Because I think it was even just like the little shots where Davis was talking about how, yeah, I mean, business has been down and stuff, and it's been a little bit slower. But Jacob, you've been giving discounts to people and things, and like, we really shouldn't be doing that. So it's like telling Jacob what to do and how to do stuff for the business that Jacob owns and operates. I think that's gonna be annoying.
See, this is where this is so toxic.
This is messy.
To have everybody working in the same place too, because that was an awkward exchange to be like, well, you shouldn't really be doing that because like we're having financial struggles. And then Jacob's perspective is different, where he was saying, I'm more concerned with like the art of it. I want to give someone a good tattoo. So if that means I give them a discount, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But Davis is trying to figure out, how do we pay for this wedding that we're going to have? So because the business is barely making it, like they're not living off of the money from the business. They're living off of their savings.
Whose savings? What savings? I need more information on the financial situation then too. Of like, what
you think it's maybe his savings too?
I think Becca's a trust fund kid.
Oh, okay.
That's my theory.
Mm-hmm. They've got some money set aside.
I think we met enough.
She's about to not be a trust fund kid anymore.
I think we met enough people like this at art school where it was like, I think I know her. I think I know her in a couple different ways. A couple different angles.
Maybe that's what it was that was rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else that bothers me is that there are nights where all three of these people sleep together. No.
The all together nights.
Nights. No, thank you.
You know what upset me when she was rattling off the list of all the nights that she's like, who she spends what night with? It was like all out of order in the week, where she was like, these 2 days I spend with this person, this 2 days. And then it was like none of them, it wasn't an order of days of the week. I was having a hard time keeping track.
Yeah. Well, and then, they put up the visual for it too. And then it was like,
this didn't help.
Not going to help.
This made it worse. Actually.
Yeah, because then I was like, wait, then there's empty spots on the schedule. And then they were like, oh, those are all together nights. And I was like, fuck that. Yeah.
How are you going to have two people who don't like each other share a bed for the night? That's weird.
No. This ain't for me. No. Three people in one bed? Nope. Not going to do it. For sleeping? No. Not going to happen.
Yeah, what size bed is it?
I don't know.
They have to get a Davis family bed.
Yeah, if you have a Davis family bed, maybe I'll allow it. A custom bed, they did not have a custom bed situation going on here. I think we're fully aware of that. That's become abundantly clear very rapidly.
It's an odd choice just because we haven't seen that if you're thinking about it, it's almost like they're like brother husbands.
Right.
And, we usually don't see like, on Sister Wives, everybody has an individual relationship with Cody. They're not sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah, there's like the other element here that's strange about it is where the Sister Wives, where it's like, oh, we all have individual relationships, marriages, and then we're one big family. This is kind of.
I feel like they're trying to make it that, but like it's not really working.
Well, they're trying to say, oh, it's one big family. And it's like, but it clearly is not, though. Like, you are very distinct from each other, where it's, I wouldn't even be friends with this person if Becca was not involved. Like, that would be it. So it's just, I'm not getting that, like, all-togetherness. That's where it feels contradictory to me a little bit, too, of, like, the poly aspect of, like, polyamory. I feel like it would be, like, an altogether thing. But I guess that's just for me personally, you know, like, my interpretation of it. Because it's, like, obviously this is their experience and this is how they're navigating it. And, like, that's fine. But, like, for me, I would think of, if you're going to do poly of, like, everybody, we're all loving each other, we're all doing this together, it would be more of like the Tamina and BQ sort of way, where it's like, oh yeah, it's all, well, maybe not exactly the same, but you know.
Yeah, that's such a loving relationship.
It's a great example of a real success
an
story.
Archetype that people should copy.
Well, at first I think
I understand what you're saying, where to me, it almost seems like maybe there's a big picture that Becca is hoping for.
Okay.
And like they're trying to force fit it to be like that. But really, that's not the way the relationship is playing out, because Davis and Jacob don't really like each other at all. They're like tolerating each other.
The other weird part is that they're not saying that this is it. They're keeping the door open to
other people.
It sounded like it was not closed entirely. Like they would be open to adding other people, where it was like, I don't know. You're going to need to add.
I don't think you can employ anyone else at the tattoo shop. It sounds like you don't have any more money for payroll.
Have budget. Yeah, you don't have budget for payroll. This is going to be tough. But are they going to need a peacemaker to bring in somebody to balance things out? Where then it's like, hey,
they already need that.
You're fighting over
Becca's
Becca.
not doing it.
But like, is Becca going to want to do that? I think Becca loves to be in the middle.
Yeah,
I think Becca loves that. So then if you have another person.
This is my read of her. A person who says that they hate drama, but like really they cause a lot of drama.
But yeah, they don't like drama that they're not in control of.
I guess maybe that's it. When Davis was joking about how they needed to find a role for Jacob in the wedding and like he could be a ring bearer.
Okay, well, and then he was describing like, oh, you could drive around in like a little car. I was like Balin's dogs? Like that? Like that's what you're talking about? That's
exactly like that.
Exactly that is what I had in mind, actually. So, not recommended. Yeah, maybe there's another way. But he's like, I don't even picture the dude being part of it at all. I wasn't going to invite him personally. So, I mean, I think Becca probably would. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around what that's going to look like.
She would probably invite her husband of 10 years.
Probably invite him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but, you know, she probably will.
I mean, I hope next week, do we see BQ and Tamina back? Yeah.
Yes.
There's a shocking bombshell about BQ. I can only imagine. And then we're also going to get Poly Inc. included in that episode. See, that's I'm starting to figure out like who's my dream lineup.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm excited that we're getting BQ and Tamina back, and then we have Bri and Marley, and then we're gonna have next week sounds like a great episode.
Next week it sounds like a little bit of everybody though. So like that's where it's,
I don't see anything about the Yahwehs.
Not the Yahwehs. Which honestly, the Yahwehs are kind of stalling out a little bit. Where they got stuck in those
story's dragging.
Yeah, it got stuck in those first 3 episodes here with like the same conflict with Madi. So it was just like, can we find something else to go with there? But
I'm so excited for next week
for BQ and Tamina. Looks like BQ is checking out mentally. In this conversation, more so than usual. So that'll be good.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.